everyone, and welcome to ETM 501 Foundations of Social Justice. My name is Melissa Thomas, and I will be your lead instructor for the course. We also have an assistant instructor this semester. His name is Tom Riddle. For those of you in the CE3 cohort, you have an opportunity to meet with me Monday, August 26th at 4:30 p.m. in Hill Hall 104. This will be a short orientation just to go through Blackboard and kind of give you an idea of what you'll be running into in the course. For those of you who are in the open enrollment seats, consider this video your short orientation of the course. And for those of you who cannot attend that meeting, this will be helpful also. It will remain posted in the announcements, so you never have to go looking for it. And if you ever forget where things are located or what an expectation is, hopefully I will have covered it in this and you'll be able to find it again. Whenever you log into Blackboard, you're going to come across our announcements page first. I tend to send out announcements multiple times a week, mostly to encourage you, to remind you of assignments due, and to bring focus to something that's going on in the discussion boards that I believe the whole group would benefit from. The Read Me First tab has the general information about how online courses work and also my contact information. If you have an issue, please feel free to email me. If it's a severe emergency, my telephone number is there also. Whoops, I skipped this course syllabus. The course syllabus is very helpful, mostly I believe for this section right here, which is course requirements. You'll see that we have 3 major assignments, including discussion boards and learning logs, and there's the breakdown of the grading. The course guide gives you a very quick breakdown of each of the modules. So I like to use this as my checklist whenever I'm going back through my assignments for every 2 weeks and trying to decide if I've accomplished everything. This is a really good place to see everything just very quickly and when things are due and what I'm going to have to do in each of those modules. Assignment examples is an extremely helpful section. It's always available to you, and there's examples of every major assignment that you'll be turning in the course. Please remember these are not perfect by any means, but they are a very good starting point for you, and these are all students who have done something that make them exemplars. So then we get into the modules, and the module that we are in now is Module 1. Each of our modules lasts 2 weeks, and as you can see, they all have the objectives and then a to-do list, so what you're going to read and what you're going to do throughout the module. You're going to look at that to-do list and think, oh my goodness, there are so many pages to read, so much to look at. But what I want to remind you that as graduate students, I want to encourage you to skim read, because there's always going to be too much to read, but there's always something in your reading that's going to be meaningful to you, and other things that may not really attain to you right now, or things that you aren't able to grasp at the moment. Skim reading is going to be your key for success. For those of you that are cultural liaisons or leaders in your building, let me really stress that the blind spot text is super helpful for planning professional learning for your classrooms and for your faculty. So keep that in mind. There's actually canned ideas and activities that you can take from that in order to do within your school grouping. There's always a module overview that gives you the outcomes for the module and a couple of other things, but strategies for going through the module. In every single module I have these, and that's just because I'm thinking about, as an instructor, how do I want you approaching the work? So this will be helpful for you also. Please read those carefully. And number 4 for me for this very first module and getting you engaged in this first module is extremely important. My expectation for discussion boards is that by Wednesday of that first week of the module, everybody has posted something in the discussion boards to show that they're present in class. Normally, whenever you go to a class, you can show up face-to-face, the instructor sees you, and everything's great. And you can sit in the class and either participate or not participate, but you're still there. In an online class, it's really important that you show up and participate. So Wednesday of the very first week of the modules, the expectation is that you're going to get in and post something. That means that you may not have finished all of your reading, or you may not have accomplished all of the videos that there are to watch, but you should be able to go in and post in at least one of the discussion boards something that is showing me that you've been in class, that you've been studying the work, and that you're able to participate. So throughout the other 2 weeks, I just want you to keep in mind, my expectation is that you log in every other day just to take a very quick look. Over the next couple of days, I'm going to put a workflow into the announcements. Just an idea, just something to give you an idea of how you can really maintain good workflow in online learning, but still have a life. Oftentimes we get stuck going down the rabbit hole. Online learning can become like Facebook, because we look at discussion posts and there are so many of them. We want to read them all and we want to get engaged in every conversation. But that's just not necessary, nor is it helpful for you if you actually want to maintain a life or do your job during the day. So my goal is always, I set a timer and I'm in and out of discussion posts. I may spend 15 minutes at a time and that's it. And then I get out of the discussion post and go about my life. And then the next day I log in, or the day after that, I log in for 15 to 30 minutes tops, so that you're not spending too much time getting stuck in discussion boards or getting stuck going through everything. Okay? If you'll look at this, please, it'll give you a little bit of an idea about how to do your initial post and also how to do creative or constructive conversation with your peers. Okay? In this first module, we have a video, and this is my overview of social justice. So it's a PowerPoint that I created into a video so that you can go through it and watch, and these are sort of my overviews of the beginning of social justice. But right below that, we have all of these isms, ableism, ageism, and it goes on. Throughout each of the modules, at least one discussion board in each of the modules is going to pertain to this information. So this information will remain open to you the entire semester here. Well, eight weeks for you guys, but it will remain open the entire time, and you'll have to come back and forth and look at it in order to answer discussion posts. The goal is in those discussion posts to go through one ism in each of the modules, so that essentially you will cover 4 isms that are interesting to you, that you feel that you don't know enough about, that you want to dig into a little bit more deeply. And by far, this is not all the isms. And when I say isms, I mean barriers. These are everything that we add an ism to becomes a barrier. So these are not all of the isms. These are just isms that really have stood out in American education that have been stopping people, either teachers or students, from being successful. I also would like to just take a quick moment to mention that racism could go on so much, but this is just a sampling because our second course is all about race and ethnicity. So this is a very good chance to just give us a sampling just to get you started in thinking about those topics. So each of the modules, you will come back to these resources in order to do one of your discussion boards. And that's clearly stated in each of the modules. So I think you'll be okay in figuring that out. As you go through the modules, you will have a link to the module forums, a link to the learning logs, and a link to your major project. So your major project for Module 1 is the personal narrative. It's actually due the last day of Module 1. Here are your instructions for it. In order to turn it in, whenever you are finished typing it and saving it in your Microsoft Word document, all you need to do is come back to this assignment tab and click it. That will open you up to the Preview Upload Assignment page. You can view the rubric from here. You can see the due date. You'll see an overview of the assignment again. And if you scroll down, you can go to Browse My Computer, link the paper up, and then please click I agree to submit my paper to Global Resource Reference Database. Global Reference Database is where we have all of our graduate and undergraduate students upload their papers. It's through SafeAssign, and SafeAssign is an online plagiarism check, and it does very quick checking to make sure that anything that you have that's too much like somebody else's document becomes highlighted, and it comes back to me in that way so that I can see that it's highlighted and to check. This is a very good opportunity for you and for me to remember that we need to always cite our sources and to make sure that all other information that we're not citing is original information or original ideas. So if you have any issues with that, the very first time it happens, I'm going to let you know. We're going to talk it through. We're going to get it fixed. Okay, so during Module 1, and of course this is your personal narrative, I do not anticipate anybody's going to have anything that will be plagiarized or over copyrighted in their personal narrative. But just in case, keep that in mind for all of your courses as you go here forward, that we will be using SafeAssign, and we want to make sure that everybody's producing their original work or correctly citing it through the proper channels through APA. So once you put your assignment in, you'll be complete, it'll submit, you'll get the option to submit, and then you'll be finished. So that includes every single module that we have. I'm going to take you into the discussion forums very quickly. And in the discussion forums, you see that we have a lot of folks going in already. This is very exciting. So Module 1 forums, 2, 3, 4, and then there's a place called the Class Cafe. And what I would like for you all to do in the next couple of days is just go in and do a very, very brief who you are. Give your name, where you teach or what you're doing, and then also why you're drawn to this class. What is your purpose for being in the class? that'll be helpful for Mr. Tom Riddle and I so that we can go through and look and make sure that if there's anything we can change or mold or make more your own, that we can do that over the course of these 8 weeks. It's most important that you get something out of this. The learning logs, these are not private. I just wanted you to keep that in mind. So whenever you do go in order to do your blogs, I want you to keep in mind that anything that you write, someone else may be able to see. Also, you only need to do one of these for each of the 2 weeks that we're in. So every module you're going to do one. So that means you're only going to have 4 at the end. This is all your original learning. It's things that you weren't able to talk about in the discussion forums, just things that kind of stand out to you. So keep that in mind so that they don't have to be very long. They can be pretty brief. You know, a good paragraph always works. Just so that you have that in mind. You don't have to do more than that. Some instructors require a lot more than that. So that is your very brief, very quick overview of social justice. I'm really excited to work with you guys. This is a passion for me. It's been a passion for a very long time. So it's really cool to be able to be the coordinator of the program and also continue to adjunct so I can keep my feet in the work. I think that's most important. So it was very nice to meet you all. I hope that you all who are going back to work as Maryland State teachers tomorrow, that you have a wonderful week and a wonderful day. Make sure that you get into the discussion boards by Wednesday because we will be off and running, and in no time you'll be done with your 8 weeks and feeling extremely successful. So thank you for joining the course, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.